yes I do.
Partners jamming off some great Sam Cooke. This is the Somebody Ease My Troubled Mind song that I was speaking about, that it was inspired many, especially Marvin Gaye. Now, Jim, what do you think about that song when you first heard it way back in the 60s?
Oh, I loved anything Sam did. Sam was probably, him and Bobby from the Spinners inspired me into getting into music.
Now, let's talk about that story, the very interesting story in terms of Sam Cooke. Now, you were telling me, I remember back in the summer in August, that you were scheduled to go on tour with Sam in Tokyo the day that you found out he got killed, right?
It was really interesting. Bumps Blackwell was, my manager when I was in high school, and he had set us up to leave the next day after Sam got killed. And I was walking home one night from a party, and the next day I was, I had packed my bags and I was really excited, and I walked by this motel on 92nd and Figueroa, and it was a Hacienda motel, and I saw them rolling out a body. Didn't know it was Sam Cooke. And they rolled it out, and I just lollipopped on home. And next morning, I went to one of the other guys in the group's house, and Bumps called us and said, "Guys, we're not going anywhere today. Sam got killed last night." And he said, "Jim, it happened over there by your house where you lived." And then I flashed back, and I actually saw them rolling his body out of the motel.
Now, you were about 17 years old back then, right?
I was 17 years old, and it kind of shocked me because it kind of ended what I thought was going to be the start of a great career, because Sam was supposed to sign us on his record label.
Wow.
And when he got killed, that kind of ended it. And every time a change is going to came out after that, I'd get all teary. And I love Sam's voice. That was my inspiration for actually being in the music industry.
Wow. And that's amazing that you were sharing that story with us. A lot of people, they don't get this kind of inside information in terms of a lot of people that have worked with the icons that are no longer here. But now you have a first-hand, experience, as well as a story to tell about working with iconic Sam Cooke. Me being a young man, I came in kind of later on. He was 10 years already past when I had come in.
Yeah.
But his music is timeless. And speaking of, on that note, in terms of Rod Stewart, you working with Rod Stewart, people don't realize who they have and the fact that he's still around. This man is an icon as well. Don't you agree?
Yes.
Now,
sure. Sam Cooke is his big idol.
He sure is. Yes. As a matter of fact, there's a picture, a vintage photo of Rod Stewart on a tour bus holding one of Sam Cooke's albums. And this is back in the 60s. Because he absolutely loved him. But the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Elvis Presley, they all loved him because he was a man ahead of his time. Is that right, Jim?
He was way ahead of his time, and he wrote all his songs, and he had the publishing rights on all of his music.
Who ever heard of that back then?
It was something that he'd had, and I think also Otis Redding.
Yes, he learned from Sam and did the same
thing.
He
learned from Sam, and he did the same thing. But Sam, almost every record he put out was a hit record.
Wow, and that's something to behold. Now, with the music industry, Kasha, and how close you've been to it, how do you feel the music today compares to the music of yesteryear?
I think it's completely different. Excuse me.
In what way?
It's a lot about performances. It's a lot about dancing and choreographies and how people look a lot of times, more than the actual song. I think songs are not really songs like they used to be anymore.
Very good point.
Song structure is kind of gone. I mean, a lot of the tunes, it's beat and then somebody singing and then somebody might rap for a minute. So I think it's a lot different. And
that's very interesting you say that, because and you being a session singer, you had to know how to sing in order to be a session singer. There
That's
was no
true.
machines that was going to hide if you could sing or if you couldn't sing. You had to be able to sing. And then
True.
also back then, if you correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, you had a lot of live bands, right? So you performed live, like it wasn't
Yeah.
if you went on concert, you was expected for you to sound just like you did on that record. Is that right?
That's true.
But and as you're saying, to your point, Kasha, music has changed so much that a lot of the artists lip sync because they really can't sound like what they did in the studio when they're live.
Now they got
That's
Pro
true.
Tools, they got auto tune on stage and all that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So my ploy and my quest out there, and I need Jim, I need you to help me, Kasha, I need you to help me on this. I need you to help me to bring real music back. You think we can do that?
I'd love to try.
I think it's actually coming back already.
And why
I
we
think
say
the
that?
trend-
You just
the-
made my Valentine's.
I
but
think
tell
the
me why.
trend goes kind of like back to the retro sound. If you listen to some of the newer stuff now, people are just tired of all the big productions and
you're
a lot
absolutely
of,
right,
A lot
Kasha.
of the bands they're just kind of like go back to the vintage sound, like.
And you're absolutely right, and I love that. But I don't like when people borrow stuff from that era and they rap over it. Like for example, if I got sunshine, but your mama's a trick, and I don't need to hear that because you put me
I
somewhere
agree.
nice on my girl, and you start rapping over it and all that. It just messes it up.
It does.
And people don't know this, but the longest genre of music that has started in the '80s and is still here today is rap. Rap
Yeah.
has lasted longer than any other.
I didn't know that.
And
Yes.
it's profound because I've been trying for the last 8 years. Bring the camera closer to me. The last 8 years, I've been trying to bring the doo-wop back.
Yeah.
I've been trying, Kasha. You gonna help me?
I would love to.
We got to bring the doo-wop back because that's what we want back. Now, so Jim, we got time for a couple more things, a couple more questions, and then I'm going to let you all go. I'm really enjoying it. I wish we had a whole show to dedicate it to these beautiful individuals to my left and my right. But Kasha, now tell me, what do you have upcoming for the fans out there so people can look forward to seeing you in person? Because she's going to perform to close the show out.
Okay.
But tell us what you have upcoming that we can just be able to.
Well, locally,
forward
I
to.
have a gig at the Baked Potato, world famous club and institution in Los Angeles on March 7th. And I'm going to be playing some of my songs from my latest album, Never Stand Still.
Now, where
Which
can we purchase your album?
Online. It's on CD Baby, iTunes, or go to my website, katjareikeman.com.
Okay, perfect. And then Jim, for you, now what do you got upcoming?
Well, I have a record coming out with Sherry Payne, Joyce Vincent Wilson from Tony Orlando and Don, and her sister Pam.
Now, Sherry Payne, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the Supremes. So
Right.
that's one of the Supremes. So he's mentioning, but that's awesome. And you're still performing. Now, how long have you been in the game?
Gosh, I've been singing since 1968 when I did the Ed Sullivan Show
Wow.
with a group called the Doodletown Pipers.
The Doodletown
I love
Pipers.
that title.
I love it too. That's awesome. Now, Jim, are you going to be able to close us out, man, with a little bit of the hook from Good Times? Because all the fans, everybody's just texting me. They want to hear that. They say they want to hear it. So,
Okay.
if you need me to help you, I'll help you. But if not, then we'll just listen to you. Okay. So take us away. Take it away, Jim.
Well, I can actually sing the entire song. There was an entire song.
Yeah.
Some of the lyrics they took out because it was deemed offensive to black people. But it started out, just looking out of the window, watching the asphalt grow, thinking how it all looks hand-me-down. Hey, yeah. Now this they took out. Roaches roaming the hallways. Landlord is nobody's fool. He lives on the other side of town.
Yeah.
Good time. Anytime you meet a payment, good time. Anytime you meet a friend, good times. Anytime you're out from under, not getting hassled, not getting hustled, keeping your head above water, making a way when you can.
Temporary layoffs.
Good time,
Easy credit rip-offs.
good time.
Shucking and a jiving.
No, that's scratching and surviving.
Good time. See, my TV wasn't good back
And
then.
then at this line, the next line is hanging in and jiving.
Good time. And we used to think it was saying hanging in a child line.
No, there is no hanging in a child line.
But Jim, thanks for stopping by the Sherard Show, the Gentleman and the Scholar.
I
Wonderful
love to.
time having
Yeah,
him. And
thank
Kasha, thank you for stopping by the show. We really appreciate you. Hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Where can we follow you on Facebook?
Just on Facebook. I'm right there, Jim Gilstrap.
Jim
on Facebook.
Gilstrap. Okay, can you get his name? The name pop up on the queue so we can get Jim Gilstrap. And then Kasha, as for you,
Katja Reicherman, I'm not really sure. There's like, if you have Facebook and there's a bunch of numbers after that, I don't remember that. So it's.
well, at the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen, Kasha's going to be back. She's going to be closing us out, so you definitely don't want to miss that. But ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to have two of my very, very special guests, as well as my celebrity manager, as well as Vashti. He just got nominated for a Grammy. He's here. He's a blues icon. So the Sherard Show will be right back, right after this, live from Hollywood.
Are you driving a vehicle less than 20 years old and with under 175,000 miles? What if it broke down today? Could you afford the costly repairs? If not, you're not alone. Join the thousands of people using a Toco vehicle service contract to help with covered repairs. Call the number on your screen for a free no-obligation quote for a plan that fits your vehicle. You pay an affordable monthly payment with no down payment. And when your car breaks down, just bring it to your favorite licensed repair facility, and the Toco plan will pay the bill for covered repairs directly to the shop. Subject to deductible and plan limits. You can cancel at any time. Cancellation fee may apply. Toco plans help Rob from Utah by paying over $500 to replace a fuel pump, and Jeanette from New York by paying more than $1,000 to replace an air conditioner compressor. You can have confidence knowing that all Toco plans are backed by an AmTrust financial insurance carrier. Toco plans also include great extras like rental car and towing benefits. So don't get stuck with unexpected auto repair bills. Call Toco today for a free quote.